Good afternoon, everybody. This is Coach Omar over at Scorpions Wrestling Club. I have here with me, to my right, Shiloh Joyce and his wonderful brother, Lazarus Joyce. And today we're going to put you through a little bit of a workout. We're going to go through a probably 10-15 minute warm-up. Then we're going to do another 15-minute circuit and then get into a little bit of freestyle parterre offense on the mat. So I hope you guys enjoy it, what we're doing today. And again, this is something that we can all do at home. We're generally just going to be working out in this center circle because I know that we don't have too much space at home, so we'll try to do everything that we can do inside the circle. Okay, Laz, you got anything to say? You ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready to go.
Shiloh, ready to go? Shiloh's ready to go. Okay, so we're just going to start with a basic warm-up. Guys, just start walking around that circle. Shuffle. And shuffle outside. And chop. And skip. Just so you guys know, right now we're going through somewhat of a dynamic warm-up. All the coaches that have posted videos of the warm-up are pretty similar. Backwards skip. We just try to get the guys to use different skills that they have as they're warming up, making sure that they can warm up every part of their bodies, from their toes all the way to the top of their heads, and jog. It's important for you kids to know that one of the most important parts of wrestling or any athletic sport is warming up the proper way. Going into a tournament, warming up 5-10 minutes, going for a couple sprints and thinking you're ready is not good enough. You know, your warm-up should be a good 15-20 minutes. You should be able to break a sweat, and karaoke inside. Should be able to break a sweat and get that blow in right before your first match of the tournament or regular dual meet. So for us, warm-ups are extremely important, and they help save injuries. So. Outside. Go. Ready, go. 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 Again, all these things can be done in a small space, wherever you are, in your living room, in your room. That's why I'm having them just jog around this little circle so you guys can see that we don't need much room to do this warm up, but we definitely got to keep moving just to get warm before we get into our circuit that we're going to do. right after this. Hop on your right foot. Right foot, right foot. Right foot out. Left foot out. Put it out. 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet out. And the 3-4 rolls. Back the rolls. Go. Back control. And up. Into the circle, let's go 6 jumps. 3 going this way, 3 going this way. So jump, turn around, jump, turn around. Go. Let's keep going, that's good. Let's keep going, jump. We're going to go 10 fast feet, right? Fast feet, fast feet. Go ahead and lunge, right? Fast feet, fast feet. Go ahead and lunge for a stretch single. 10 each. 7. Fast feet, lunge. Good. Good. 10 sprawls. On the go. 10 sprawls. Stay still. Down and right back up. Ready? Go. 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 2 more. Go. Go. Good. Come bridge. Roll your neck up. Go bridge. We're closing in at about 9 minutes at the moment. We got probably another 6 minutes left. Try to complete this warm up. We just want to try to get in, warm up every part of our bodies. Again, from our toes all the way to the top of our heads, our ears, our noses, our face, our knees, elbows, wrists. Want to make sure everything's ready to go. Yep. 5 walkovers, 5 walkovers. Good, 5 kickovers. Give me 10 push-ups from there. Back bridge. Back bridge, guys. Back bridge to the middle. Good, now. Give me 5 head springs each in the circle. 5 head springs. So 1 spring, turn around, 1 spring, turn around. Give me 3 attempted hand walks, just kind of walking around in a circle. Handstand, walk around the circle. One more each, one more. So that kind of concludes our warm-up a little bit. We could have probably went a little bit longer. There are a lot more things that we do here at Club as far as warming up. But again, we don't have the space where you are at the moment. So, you know, the things that we can do are a little bit limited. Think about the things that you have at home that you could use to be able to create some type of workout for yourself. We have a bunch of, what do you call these, exercise balls that we could use. If you have some kettlebells, if you have some bands, some bungee bands, resistant bands, anything that you could use, basketball, soccer ball, you know, especially for gut wrenches and things like that. When we're talking about freestyle, you could always hug that basketball and work on your gut wrenches as you go do that. So be creative. This is a time to start thinking about your wrestling and how you can create workouts for yourself as well. So hopefully we have and are giving you guys some tips on things that you could do at home, and you know, you can take this on to the future. You know, on days you don't have school, or any other days you're home when we're not in some type of crisis. Guys, we'll grab a drink and then we'll get to our circuit. Right, so I'm going to give these guys a drink. We're going to get into a 15-minute circuit. I will say this: a lot of the circuit trainings that I get from a CrossFit app. It's called Trifecta. I recommend that everybody download the app Trifecta, and it has a whole bunch of workouts that you guys can do, not just for home, but if you have access to a weight gym or you have weights at home or things like that, you could go ahead and use it. The workouts are pretty good. It also has different types of timers on it that you could use for, you know, intensity purposes. But it's definitely a good app to download. And what I normally do is I try to take those weight conditioning workouts and add wrestling related motions or activities in it. So I kind of modify the weight stuff to be able to do wrestling related activities. So this one workout we're gonna do today, they're gonna go 5, 10, 15. They're gonna go 5 knee jumps to their feet and jump up. Shiloh, show that. We're gonna go 5 knees up. Okay, 5 of those. We have 10 sprawls. 10 sprawls, circle back up. 10 sprawls, circle back up, good. And then we're gonna get into 15 shots, okay? So the circuit is 5 knee jumps, 10 sprawls, and 15 shots. This is gonna be done for 15 minutes, as many reps as they can do, or as many rounds as they can do in 15 minutes. And then after this, we'll get into our parterre technique, okay? All right, guys, you all right, guys, on the clock? You ready to go? Okay, ready? Go. So this gives them a little bit of strength as far as their knee jumps. They're using their quads for power and being able to jump up to their feet and push. We all know that wrestlers need their back legs and legs to be able to, feel and apply pressure. So that's what they're doing. Their sprawls are just working on getting their hips down, being able to circle back up. And then their shots are looking to be clean, good level changes, good shots. Our heads are up. And then we just rotate 5, 10, 15 through the series. It's good conditioning. You can always increase your time as you do the workout. You can change whatever it is you want to do. I've used circle down blocks. I've used squats. At times I've kept it strictly strength stuff, push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. So you could be creative in what it is you're doing. During this circuit, you can change it to whatever it is you want to do. One circle, guys, set up. So they're about 3 minutes in. They got about 12 minutes left to finish the circuit. Push, 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 come on. That's a motion to your shot. Maybe an elbow pass to a shot, maybe a pop to a shot. Be creative here, be creative. Create your own motion. Come on, push it, push it, push it. Good. How many you got left? This is 4, 5. I think it's good. Keep working. You guys are doing good. You're doing good. Good stance, good stance, good stance. Hold your stance, be disciplined. We have 10 minutes left. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. We have 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Six minutes. So about 5 minutes left. You can see 15 minutes is a pretty good amount of time for these two. It could get tiring. It's a lot of work on the legs, a lot of work in stance of motion, a little bit sprawling. So pretty cool workout that you could, like I said, you can change things, change techniques, change motions. There's a million things that you can use inside of using the exercises or the reps that they're asking for. Four thirty, almost there, 4:30. Three minutes, guys. 3 minutes. Almost there. Pick up the pace a little bit. Almost there. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. One minute. So the goal when we do this is just to try to see how many times through you can go through it. It's a good test to have for the next time you do the workout. You have a baseline of where you finished last time and see if you made improvements in your conditioning and strength, and see if you can surpass that past number. So this is a good thing to keep down. I'll tell you this, one thing that we should all have for sure is everybody should have some type of wrestling notebook or journal or whatever it is you want to call it. Something where, time, grab a drink. Something that you guys could be able to write things down. I'm not sure, I don't remember if any of the other coaches talked about it, It's something that was introduced to me when I was in high school. Being able to write down my feelings, my questions, things I didn't understand, things I understood, things I liked that I wanted to ask somebody to show. But I think that's one of the most important parts of wrestling development or development period, is being able to write down your feelings, being able to write down things that you like, things that you don't like, things that work, things that didn't work. Any questions that you may have that you might forget, you can write it down and then be able to bring it to a practice and ask your coaches, so that you don't forget. But everybody should have a wrestling journal, something that they can write in and kind of record themselves on paper. The things that, like I said, things that they like, they don't like, maybe some questions that they may have, something nice that they saw in a video or in a tournament that somebody else did, and you might want to bring that into the room. So it's a good idea, and it works to have a wrestling journal. Good. So we're gonna get into. You guys ready? We're gonna get a little bit into some parterre technique here. Let me get last. So what we're gonna work on is kind of a setup to. Shai, you can pick that up if you want, just to walk around. What we're going to try to get into here a little bit is just a setup. One of the most important parts of being in parterre, in freestyle, when we get on top, is trying to get our hands locked as fast as we can. Okay, if we can get our hands locked as fast as we can, then the referees is going to give us a little bit more time to try to kind of work on top. But if we can't get our hands locked, then it's going to become, we'll just stand up to our feet. He'll get you to stand up to your feet quicker than normal. So generally what I like to do, the way I like to start being able to get to my lock here, is digging my hands all the way under to this armpit. Okay, my forearm or my elbow is kind of attached to his hip, and I want to move his body over this arm, so this arm can go deep. Now my lock's going to be up in here. I don't necessarily want this gut wrench at the moment, but I just want to be able to get my hands locked so that the referee can give me some more time to be able to execute this technique. Okay, so from here, should I get up and kind of walk around by my feet? So what we really want to try to do is I want to kind of split this leg. I want to be able to use this leg that's in the middle of the drive, and I want to dig my left knee into his side. Now normally, when I try this gut wrench to come this way, my opponent's gonna have his far hip down. That's just basic parterre defense. When I want to turn this guy this way and move him to one side, his job is to make sure he can get that far hip down so that I can't turn him that way. Okay, so I have my lock. I'm down here, and here's the key to this whole technique. I need to make sure I want to dig this left knee in. My right foot stays in between. My other foot is just kind of here, just to make sure that he can't go ahead and step over as I try this turn, right? If he does decide to want to turn from here or step over me, go ahead, try to step over, then it's going to be easy for me to go ahead and just roll him from there. Okay, so that's, it's kind of something that allows him to think that he can step over, which he really can't. Okay, so here's what I want to do from here. What I want, once I get this hip in, I want this leg in, I'm going to pull his leg and straighten mine out. Straighten mine out to go inside. Okay, and then I want to shorten up my leg that's in and get on top. This is what I want to do. I got this series from, most of you guys who know me know that I travel overseas almost every summer. I go to run a camp that I take kids to Ukraine to train for 10-15 days. And one of our trainers in Ukraine studied for about 10 years in Dagestan. And he got this series kind of from Buvai Sarsatiev. So once we get this leg in, I want to be able to kind of separate his head from his arm, from his body. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get my elbow in here. Come down a little bit. Yeah. I'll get my elbow next to his head and literally attack his arm. Okay, I move his head out of the way. I attack his arm, and what I really want to get is to get to his elbow. I attack his elbow, now I start moving his elbow in a half tap motion until he decides that he wants to go and turn over. Take the leg out, go ahead, put him on the ground. Okay? The same setup we're gonna use for every single different technique that we're gonna do. We finally get to our hands are locked. We wanna go ahead and move, keep this foot in between. We're down here on our side trying to dig this knee in. We're blocking just in case he wants to step over, okay? He puts his hip down and opens up a little bit for me, and I slide it in. I pull, scissor my feet, slide in. Now I come up high, okay? I go across his body, push his face away, straighten his arm out, attack his fingers, attack his elbow, come down a little bit, yep. Attack his elbows, and from here I want to go ahead and dig my arm in so that I can go ahead elbow to elbow. And now I'm just going to guide his elbow over his head. I don't need to throw this half in, right? I just need to kind of guide this arm over and over, and eventually he's going to want to go over because the pain doesn't feel too good. Okay? You got that? You got that? Yeah. Let's drill that a little bit. So these guys are going to drill it a couple times, and then we'll get into our next technique. Yep. Block your right elbow. Come across his body. You're gonna come left side, right side here. Yep. Push his face away. Use your elbow. Use your elbow to push his face away and attack his hand. Yeah. See how your elbow goes elbow to elbow? Now just guide his elbow over to his head. Yeah, you don't need to grab it. Just hook it. Yeah, good. Good. Straighten that arm out. Attack elbow to elbow. Guide it right over his head. Don't throw that half in. Just guide his elbow. Attack his elbow. Yep. We want to be right here. We want to be right here. This. And just move his elbow over. Yeah. Good. Now come on top. Good. Good. Again. Two more each. Two more each. Yep, attack that elbow and bring it over. Don't grab him, just attack his elbow. Hook it and bring it right over his head. That's right. Good. Yep, push his face away, elbow to elbow. Now don't put your hand on his head. Don't put your hand on his head, just move his elbow over his head. Yes. Once you get that elbow close, then you can put it on his head. Good. One more last shot. Good. Good. One more last. Elbow. Attack his elbow. Don't leave his head alone. Yep. Move your body forward. Good. 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 So now we're going to get into kind of the same hold. And we're going to go into, instead of going to a half, we're going to figure 4 our leg around that one leg above the knee. Turn his hips and get to a bar from here. Okay? Shoulder. Same thing, except now we're going to figure 4. Turn his hips to get to that bar. Remember, we got to dig that right arm deep, or that arm deep on the far side. Okay? Yeah, same thing. So this is the same setup. Trying to get your legs in. Shiloh's going to figure 4 his leg right now. Figure 4 it. Figure 4 your leg. Hook it. Yep. And he's going to turn his hips. Well, first he's going to go ahead and get this right arm as deep as he can onto the mat. You want to get this right arm as deep as you can in here, right? He's going to turn his hips to be able to bring that arm in a little bit. Go ahead. Yep. Now he can come back on top, belly him down, and he's secured a bar. Here's the trick to this bar, right? You want that elbow pointing straight up to the sky, right, to the ceiling. So Shy, straddle him, Shy. Yep. And now come sit up just like this. Yes. Now make sure that elbow stays pointing high. Now just walk up his body. Walk slowly, 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 slowly. Good. Good. Go ahead, Les. So this technique works. It's an extremely uncomfortable feeling on this bar. Really, really uncomfortable. It really doesn't hurt. What it gives your opponent is a fear of what's going to happen to your shoulder if you continue to fight. So you allow your opponent to make his own decision of whether he wants to get turned or exposed, or you want to give him, or you just want to take his shoulder home with you after that match. Right? Come up high, climb up his body, lift it. Hey, look at me. Come up just like this. Yes, lift that shoulder up, elbow up. Good. Now climb up his body. Climb, 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 climb. Move your body, move your body, move your body. Good. Shy again. Yep, figure 4. No. Figure 4, turn those hips. Turn his hips, turn his hips. Good. Now bring that elbow in. Good. Everything comes high. Elbow up high. Good. Now slowly crawl. Slowly crawl. Chest up, chest up, chest up, chest up. Good. Good. Last one more. Good. Yep, get that elbow deep on that side. Turn those hips. Good, sink that bar in. Bring it straight up to your chest. Good, get some more height, more height, more height. Yes, now crawl forward slowly. Good, Shy, one more. One more each. Yep, everything comes up. Chest up, slowly, slowly, slowly. Good. One more, Lex. Turn those hips. Good. Chest up, chest up, chest up, chest up. Good. Good. Shy, hold this. So, just to go over this one, that bar. What we want to do, again, it's the same setup. I want to dig my feet like I want to get to this gut wrench on this side. He puts that hip down and opens this side up for me. I pull. Okay? My next step is once I come up, I want to go ahead and figure four my legs so that I'm controlling his upper thigh. I'm going to throw this hand in. Come down a little bit. Right there. I'm going to throw this hand in as deep as I can because he's going to be sprawled out here, arms apart. I dig my hand in. I don't need it all the way in, but as I go ahead and turn his hips, my elbow's going to come down to the mat, and now I can come back with this trapped arm here, okay, this bar. Here's the key. I want to be able to straddle my opponent. My knees are on both sides of his body. My leg that's in is really short, okay? I've collected this bar, and what I want to do from here is get my chest completely up. This is what I want. I lift him off the mat a little bit, come up a little bit shy, yep, right there. Good. I lift him up a little bit, and then the rest is just me crawling forward. I just go forward, I go forward, I go forward, I go forward. I don't turn him to the side. I continue to go forward and let him decide when he wants to go to his back. Right now, Laz is turning because it doesn't feel too good, and that's exactly the kind of reaction that I want when I do this technique, okay? The next technique, kind of the same as this bar. If we can't get back to our feet or back on top with this bar, okay, is I'm still coming over. This is something that Dayton Fix uses a lot when he's wrestling freestyle and he's in parterre situations. Figure fours, comes around, turns this guy hips, right? Now he's gonna drive forward until he can get these arms locked. Guess what I have here? I got a trapped arm gut on this side, so I can either go ahead and drive and push, okay, or I can get on top and take him this opposite direction. So right now we're going to use that same technique we used for the bar and get into a trapped arm gut. Okay. Go ahead. Now turn those hips. Drive forward, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward. Get those hands locked. We're going trapped arm gut. Trapped arm gut. Yep, now go to work. Good. Go ahead, Les. Good. Try again. Good. Turn those hips. No, don't pull it in. He's not going to let you pull it in that easy. You got to put your hand in there. Now turn his hips. No. Turn his hips, turn his hips. Good. Now you can go grab it. Good. Make sure we're bridging when we're on our back. Bridge and push him over. Go ahead, Les. So this can be used, like I said, to go to a regular gut or a trapped arm gut on the far side. Good. Shiloh, show me a regular gut. So still get the leg in. Still get the leg in, but we're going regular gut. No bar, just regular gut, and then that leg that's underneath is going to push until we get to just a regular turn. Okay? So your hands are going to just stay locked the whole time. So right now, Shiloh's going to show just a regular gut wrench from here. He's going to work your leg in, same way. He's going to work his leg in. Good. Now what this does, stay right here, Shai. Stay on your side. So what this does right here, again, like I explained earlier, is it allows this guy to think that maybe he has a chance to get his hips up and step over, which is not necessarily possible, because if Laz tried to get his butt up and tried to step over Shiloh's going to just use his left foot to go ahead and use that momentum to take him over. So that's your normal, regular gut wrench, just using the same technique of trying to get that leg in. Laz, let me see it. Good. You still want to get that leg in. Do that again, Laz. You still want to get that leg in. It's okay to lay down. Yep. Work that leg in. Pull. Yeah, from here. So don't be afraid to lay down here. Right? If he decides he wants to try to step over from there, you're going to be able to feel that you can go ahead and take him over. Just because that left leg is already underneath. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to get into this is probably our last one. We're going to get in, again, same setup, working to get our legs in. We have a high gut. We're digging our knee in the side. We're using our other leg to get in between their legs to try to pull to get our leg in. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn his hips and then get into a leg lace. Same setup. We have about 5 different things that we can do from here. We probably only showed about 3. This is probably the 4th one. But there's a couple other things that we can do from here. But for the sake of time, I'll post a video on this series again another day just so you guys can see it. Shiloh, get into, yep, get that leg in. Work it, work it, work it, turn those hips, and then we're going to slide down for that leg lace. So what Shiloh's going to do right now is, Shiloh's going to turn, stop right here. Shiloh's going to turn his hips and split his legs. The key to trying to get to this leg lace is his inside knee just getting down in between his legs so that Laz can't belly down again. From here, he's going to keep this hook and just slide down that leg, straighten that leg out, straighten that leg out, straighten that leg out, and then here goes that leg lace. He lets go of that hook once he has his lock, and he's ready to go ahead and roll. Good. Good. Laz, let me see it. Get that leg in. Go ahead, turn those hips. Get that left knee down. Get that inside knee down. Good. Slide, slide, slide. Keep that hook. Slide all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Keep that leg straight and take off. Good. Good. Shy again. Yep, make sure we block. Make sure we block. Good. Work your way back up. Figure 4. Turn those hips. Slide, 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 slide. Good. For this turn, go ahead, Laz, again. Laz, one more each after you, Laz. For this turn, we don't necessarily need to lock up a traditional leg lace. You already have one leg isolated, the leg that you have already hooked. And what we want to do is we want to try to keep that leg straight so that we can go ahead and grab that far side, that other leg, and then be able to just roll. All we need to do once we get to the other leg is pretty much just kind of pull that leg to our chest and then start our roll. And then as you continue that roll or you finish that roll, you could probably go ahead and set up more of a traditional lace or just keep rolling from there. Yep, turn those hips, keep that leg straight. So this leg right here, this is the leg I'm talking about. Shiloh can just grab this leg. He doesn't necessarily need to lace anything. But from here, right now, he's just digging his arm in, which is okay. He's just going to roll from here. And as he rolls, he can go ahead and start adjusting that leg lace so that he can go ahead and try to get to another one. Good. One more last. Good. Good. So, we're pretty much at the end of our workout here. And, that was maybe about 50 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that. But again, think about that circuit training that we did. It's a really, really cool thing. Make sure that you go, coaches, athletes, parents, download Trifecta. It's an app. It's a CrossFit app on your app store or wherever it is you get your stuff. And it has tons of workouts. It has lifting workouts, jump rope workouts. A lot of it is body weight using pull-ups and push-ups and things like that. But you could use those exercises or at least the reps within those circuits to change things into wrestling related activity. It's a really, really cool app. I recommend it for everybody. I don't remember how I came across it. But I started using it to change my conditioning and strength workouts to be a little bit more wrestling related. So I want to thank my two little people here, Shiloh Joyce and Laz Joyce, for joining us today at the Wrestling Lunch Break live wrestling practice. Do you guys have anything to say today?
No, but I have something to say.
Go ahead.
For people that are at home and have no partners to drill with or stuff, you could use like an object, or like if you have like a toy or something soft, or like a pillow, you could use those objects to use them for freestyle or folk style.
That sounds like a plan. Shiloh, anything?
Just for squats, if you don't have any medicine balls, you can take those Lysol things that your mom or dad uses for the laundry, and then you can do squats with those.
You can grab your book bag and put a bunch of books in your book bag. Do me a favor, grab one of those balls, that 20-pound ball. Just one, this one. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple of things. The boys were talking about things that you could do at home. Buy a medicine ball. They're pretty inexpensive. And Laz, you're going to use the ball. Shai, you're going to use the ball you're going to use here. Shiloh, use that ball, and I just want you to stand some motion with the ball. Okay, moving that ball. So these are different. This is a pretty cool workout that we could use. If you get a medicine ball at home, use it. You use the ball as your opponent, and you have to concentrate, number one, on making sure that we're in our stance all the time, and we're not necessarily moving the ball. We're moving around the ball when we decide to run a circle, okay? In order to move our opponent, we need to be able to move our own selves, and that's how we can get our opponent moving a little bit. So that's one exercise that you could use with the ball. This could be with any ball. Right now we have a weighted ball, but it could be a basketball, it could be a soccer ball, it could be any ball. And Laz is just going to show going over gut wrenches. He's going to get down on the mat, he's going to hug this ball just like it's his best friend, and he's going to go ahead and drive forward, and then get into this gut wrench, making sure that we can bridge again. One more time, Laz. Forward. That's it. All right, there are other things that we could use. Whether it's bungees, jump ropes. Jump rope workouts are really good to use for conditioning and feet work. Bungees are good for resistance training. Whatever you have access to. Be creative. I was in Ukraine this past summer, and this is for everybody. I'm not going to hold this in. This is not a secret that I need to keep to myself, but I've been meaning to buy some Bulgarian bags. And when I went to Ukraine, they had created one. They made one. They took the inner tubing of a tire, cut it in half, filled it with sand or whatever it was filled with, taped or wrapped the ends of it, and there goes your Bulgarian bag. They probably spent maybe $5, $10 trying to make a Bulgarian bag. And the other things that you could do that I also experienced or saw in Ukraine, they had a basketball or a soccer ball. They emptied it with no air, and then they just injected water in it, and now you have a weighted ball that bounces. and acts just as good as a regular weighted ball, medicine ball. So be creative out there, guys. And I want to thank again Mr. Bachman, Coach Louis Baker, for putting this workout together, or this idea together. This is a time that we all need to be able to stick together and do the right things. Please practice social distancing. Be as safe as we can. And we hope to see everybody on the mat pretty soon. If you have any questions, just go ahead and post them down in the comment section, and I will answer them as best as I can. Thank you, guys.